I am trying to show Connecticut that there is more that we can do. We cannot keep limiting ourselves by what we think is possible. You have to try to do hard things. When you have these utility companies where we have the second highest rates in the state, we can't just say this will pass. We have to act and hold them accountable. When we are the second highest, most reliant state on the property tax, which is pushing people out of their homes, we have to act. These things don't fix themselves. When I started this campaign, it wasn't that I knew that I would be able to win. It was that I knew that there were big problems out there that we weren't addressing. And that's why thousands of people have joined onto this campaign, because they know that we can do something better. The power of inertia is strong. The power of status quo is strong. We have to collectively fight through this. I want to remind people what America looked like in the middle of the 20th century, when we had upper marginal tax brackets of 94 and 92% for years. But it was 70%. It was 70% for decades. We know what it takes to invest in our education system, in our transportation system, fighting against climate change. We know what it takes to fight for LGBTQ plus adolescents. Yeah. We know what it takes to fight for people with disabilities, because we've done it before. Why have we stopped? We can do more. This campaign was not and is not about me. So all those ads you saw about Josh Elliott for Josh Elliott, I want you to take away the simple message. Hard fights are hard, but they're not impossible. And when you begin to believe that they're impossible, that's when you lose. When you know that you can fight through and you can create positive change, that's when you win. If there is a takeaway that I want the state to understand, it's that we have to be fighting for more. We're one of the wealthiest states in our country, and people are suffering. Remember, this is a choice. I want to thank everybody that helped me. I want to thank everybody that gave their time to this campaign. This was an incredible amount of work, and it was born by love and joy and anger at this inability to move forward, but we all know that better is possible. Onwards and upwards. Let's hold Ned Lamont accountable, but let's make sure that we beat Ryan Fazio in November, because ultimately we are all Democrats. Thank you. Questions?
Have you talked to the governor?
Not yet, but I will be, because we got to make sure that he wins in November.
And what message do you have for the governor?
There's a lot of people out there that want to see him do a little bit more. Hopefully he understands that the message that we brought across, we'll have that conversation. It'll be cordial, and I'll be out there knocking doors for Democrats across the state and for Ned Lamont.
Do you think your supporters will be willing, well, what percentage of them, or how many of them do you think will be willing to help the governor? Because part of the reason that you're running is out of the frustration of people with the governor's stance and on progressive policy issues that you guys support. So, is he changed?
The worst thing that people can do is check out. We need more people to be engaged. The reason that I do this work, and I do this work from the inside, is I know our Democratic Party can be better. It makes that work harder if people say, I don't want to be part of that party. We need those people who are frustrated to be part of the party. We need unaffiliated to be part of the party. We need to fight harder and not just give up because there's a setback. Because what do setbacks mean? Status quo takes hold. We need the people that were supportive of my campaign to be on board to ensure that we have a Democratic victory in November.
Josh, larger question.
Yeah.
Sweeping across the country now, right now it seems, is the Democrat Socialists of America. And they seem to want to connect themselves to the Democrat Party. Do you feel they help the Democrat cause in Connecticut and the country overall?
Oh, I feel that they help the country overall as a rule. I mean, the fact is, what they are talking about are the same things that I'm talking about. It's economic fairness. It's justice in terms of our environment. It's making sure that marginalized people have access to government as well.
Do you support their reforms?
Oh, I do support their reforms, yes I do.
To eliminate the Senate?
Oh, that I don't know. I mean, in terms of like specific things, we would have to have a longer conversation. There are many things that we agree with in terms of the individual specific things. I don't know. I mean, I'm comfortable with a bicameral system. We have one unicameral system in a state across the U.S. I like our system. I think they're good checks and balances. You know, there are changes that I would make, of course, that again that we could talk about at length.
You're a capitalist?
Oh yeah, but I'm a capitalist, but I'm also an economic populist, and I believe that you need strong regulation, and I think that our regulations are far too lax for where we are.
Yeah.
Are you still going to try to push the governor in your capacity as a state legislator?
Oh, why would I stop now? Don't woo over Paul. This is Paul Hughes. Come on, everybody. Yeah, Paul. Okay, sorry, Paul. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. Will you be running for Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Oh, God, no. No interest. No, I'm interested in being governor of our state. That's why I ran, and I'm not going anywhere. Oh, 2030. I mean, what is that, 4 years away? Yeah, it's like tomorrow. Of course. Yeah.
Have you been monitoring any of the other results across Connecticut? You didn't make age really an explicit part of your campaign, but obviously there are other races where that's been more of a case. What do you see in the results tonight?
I have no idea what's happening nationally. I've been just like really hyper-focused on Connecticut. So I'm sure I'll go home and do a deep dive, and we'll talk tomorrow. Yeah, Erica. All right, anything else?
You think
All right.
you'll be able to come at the governor with specific points, and if so, what would they be?
A permanent, fully refundable child tax credit of $600 per child, and I would like to see no limitation. The fact is that childhood poverty has a massive impact on people's lives over the course of their time in Connecticut. If there's one thing that I could say that I would love to see our governor work on, that would be the idea. We need to support working families, and then we do that by asking the wealthy to pay their fair share. But if we could also work on property tax reform, I wouldn't complain about that either.
Thank you all.
Cool. Thank you.